are April and Scott, creators of naughtygym.com, and this is The Naughty Gym Show.
For years, we've been fitness and nutrition coaches to thousands of people through our commercial gyms and online platform. We've also spent nearly a decade in an ever-evolving open relationship.
This show brings together two of our biggest passions, fitness and sex positivity. Our mission is to maximize the physical and mental health of anyone brave enough to explore relationship structures that run counter to societal norms.
We have demolished our old ways of thinking about relationships, and from that rubble, built a life full of happiness, adventure, and vitality. And now we want to help you do the same.
So hop on the treadmill, start the show, and let us teach you how to never stop playing. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Naughty Gym Show. We are so excited, episode 20. But before we get started, I just want to let you know you need to go to www.naughtygym.com for your health and fitness needs and to be part of a really robust online sex positive community. So we have some super special guests today. I can barely contain myself.
Well, I'm special.
You are special. We have Mickey and Mallory with the Casual Swinger with us today. Hi, guys.
Hi, thank you so much.
So glad you didn't say Mikey.
Mikey. Yeah,
Like
that's
Greg.
only how they say it in
Like
Australia.
Frog, you fucker.
You
I
are
heard.
forever Mikey.
Right.
He's so hot. He's so hot.
It's so good to be here, guys. Thank you so much for having
Thank
us.
you. We're starstruck.
Well,
Oh,
so
fuck you. Come on.
so
We love you.
on this episode, we're going to try something that may be a flop. And if it is, you'll never hear this.
That's right. This will never see the light of
Yeah.
day.
But if you're listening, it turned out okay. So
A lot of trust right now.
yeah.
I'm wearing a
Well,
hoodie each side.
Somebody I just met.
So. I'm over here like
This
swimming in
is
my hoodie.
Scott's idea, and he likes to keep the themes of the podcast hidden from me sometimes so that he can get my natural reaction.
so
Well, I know what it is, and you ladies don't. It's
So-
a celebration of anal.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're,
anal.
it's just
What
going to
about
be. It's all
putting
about.
things in your butt?
2024 sluts.
Oh, that's
Well,
it.
so I am going to be leading the questions tonight. Nobody, the three of you don't know what we're talking about.
No.
Okay.
And, hoping this is going to be informative, entertaining, instructive. We'll see.
It might be funny.
Is turnabout fair play? Like, do we get to ask you too?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And you'll see. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So-
this isn't an instructor.
But the only way this works is if everybody is hyper aggressively transparent,
Oh,
right? So you
that's
got,
going to get me in trouble later. So when she's mad at me for the rest of the weekend,
well,
I'll fucking blame you. Scott.
I'll talk to her.
Okay.
I'll see if I can't get her back into
If I'm
a better mood.
masturbating until Sunday, I blame you.
All right. And I want to do this because we've gotten to know you guys pretty well. And there's been times where we've gotten to have these intimate conversations, and you get in the middle of these conversations and you think, well, this would be great if we were recording this because it's potentially good
Yeah,
information.
last night on the couch.
Yeah.
Last night. Yeah.
So because they're such natural conversations. So that's why you
Fair.
guys don't know what we're talking about.
Okay.
So it could be a little more natural, right?
I get that. That's beautiful.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Act natural is my mantra.
So since you think that's beautiful, Mallory, you're going to be first up.
Oh, speaking of
Ooh.
beautiful, have you seen those dudes?
Nice shirt, by the way.
I love it. I
Zip
like that you're being modest tonight, honey.
unzipped just the right amount. All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to, without concern for your partner's thoughts or obviously anybody else's,
Okay, in a vacuum.
to all millions of our listeners,
Thank
I
you,
want
Jen.
to ask you questions so that you can outline your perfect extra marriage play partner.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to ask a lot of detailed questions, and you're
Perfect.
just going to get as detailed as you can.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
And Mickey, you're not allowed to make comments until she gets done.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So I can't even. You know how hard it is for me to not comment when people are
I know it. I know. You have to shut up.
I love this so much already.
It's now ace.
Okay.
All right. So what? And I want you to say transparently what you think.
Okay.
And so then when it's over, if he's surprised or knew all of that or whatever, people can see us having genuine conversations.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Let's
So-
give this a go.
So
Okay.
the extra,
Gotta mention.
this is a play partner. What's the perfect age for you?
I'd say there's no specific age. There's an age range. I would struggle being with anyone under 35. just based on like life experience. It's not out of the question, but I think that's my threshold right now. I think the baseline is 35. I think the top tier, just based on what I run into, is probably
Please be
late
more
50s.
than 50.
Yeah, like 60.
Okay.
Like 35 to 60 is probably where I live right now. And I'm usually attracted to older men.
Oh, good. That's good to know. Write that down. All right.
Write that down.
All right. This is tougher because you're going to feel bad maybe answering this. I don't know. Weight. What's the weight?
Okay, so I don't know weight.
Oh, no,
Well,
I'm sorry. Height and weight. Height
and weight. So I think aesthetically pleasing proportions are,
And these are ideal, not necessarily
these
what
are
you're willing.
ideal, like no bullshit or anything. Because I couldn't say height and weight. I do prefer my men to be a little taller, a little more broad shoulder. I'm 5'5", so I want to say most guys that are on the low end, 5'10". 5'10" and up is usually where I feel comfortable.
Again, I just barely made it.
Yeah.
Are you asking this for yourself?
So, and proportion, like
Scott's making notes.
I will not throw a dad bod out of bed. Like if we're vibing and we have a good energy about us, like that's fine. It's not just the physicality. Proportions, yeah, they kind of matter because like if you're walking in and you have skinny little legs and a big beer belly, it's gonna get in the way
Okay.
of things.
So what about looks? What level? Let's say we 1 to the really not attractive guy, 10 Thor or The Rock or somebody like that. Where are you at on that scale?
As far as the guy,
Yeah.
like that I look for,
Yeah. Well, we can talk about women too, but let's go down.
As fuck.
Yeah.
fuck, like it would assess somebody. I don't know that my brain works that way.
Yeah.
I would say a standard where I'm comfortable is anywhere between a 4 and an 8.
Yeah.
That's a big
Like,
range.
Yeah.
So what's the range? What would make a 4 a go for you?
Oh my god!
Well, she married me.
Stop.
Am I allowed to comment on
No,
this?
not yet. Your turn's coming.
So what would make a 4? Seeing me as a person, not just as a physical thing that they're attracted to, like wanting to get to know me. Making me laugh. Making me laugh is almost an instant panty dropper, but like make me laugh from here and here.
Mhm.
Like that will get me every time. Yeah. That's a big one.
All right. So if it was an 8 though, so what if it's a 10? Like the best looking guy.
Probably not interested because like if I identify somebody as a 10, and it has happened before, I just not part of that equation.
Why? What do you mean?
No, never would throw myself in there.
What? Because you're afraid of rejection, or
No, it's probably my own insecurities for sure. Like,
Yeah, I could see that.
he
Same.
gets girls of this caliber all the time, so I'm not interested. Like, what can I bring to the table that he hasn't seen already?
I have to weigh in on this.
Okay.
You're saying I can't?
we go ahead. No, just Mickey can't.
Okay.
I can't say shit.
Yeah, not yet. He can, but not yet.
Well, I'm going to answer for me.
Well, no, I'm
Okay.
coming to you.
Okay.
All right. So, what about disposition or personality? What are you looking for
Ooh,
there?
warm, open. I like confidence. Assertiveness is really, really important for me, and that's men, women. I'm very attracted to people who are assertive. Aggressive, no.
So, what's the
too
difference?
placated.
What's the difference for you between assertive and aggressive?
An assertive person doesn't have to tell other people they're assertive, and they don't have to posture. An aggressive person will show those signs before, like,
That's a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. What about, does it matter about their career, what they do for a living, or not that it doesn't matter, but is there certain careers that turn you on more than others?
Ooh, this is dirty pool. So, yes. And I'm not ashamed to admit it, but it is calling me. Yes. I have a great affection for the uniform, and this goes for men and women. First responders, firefighters, police officers, military.
Scott, will
There's
you get my
just
military
something
costume, please?
that makes me feel like I almost immediately admire them, and then I, to some degree, feel safe. And that's kind of a fallacy. I don't actually know, but when they tell me that's what they do, I lean in for sure. I lean in and I go, this could be a possibility.
And I think we discussed this, but I want to make sure we reiterate it because it's important. I was military police.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you remembered that discussion, but I just want, in case you forgot, just throwing that out there. Yeah. Okay. So uniforms are the big, I'm sure it doesn't matter. Somebody could be anything, but that's the thing that really, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
That's my soft spot.
What about does their political or religious leanings matter?
No, I don't. I will go out of my way to not talk about those things because for me, that's very private. And I don't blame anyone who wants to talk openly about it. It's just not something I feel plays a part in that life. And my husband, he's not allowed to talk, but I can say that he starts to bring it up and I'll listen to some degree, but we don't even between us, we don't share. Yeah. He feels passionately about some subjects, and whether I agree or feel differently, I'll still just kind of let him do his thing and smile and nod, and I'll keep it to myself.
But if you found out a potential play partner was wildly politically different than you, would that you found out not that you asked, but just
unless it's like hurting somebody else, I don't give it. Like you have your own thoughts and ideals. That's fine. That's
all right. Cool. What about their sexual orientation? Does it matter?
Yeah.
Straight, bi, gay?
No, because I'm a girl that just loves everything. It doesn't matter to me.
All right. So what about would you play with somebody who's transsexual? Either direction.
I've never had the opportunity or spent any time really thinking about it. But once I'm turned on, I'm into the person. It really wouldn't matter. Like she kind of drives that show after we've done all the checks and balances.
And for those of you listening, she was pointing to her vagina.
Yeah.
C'est poussoir.
Yeah, she's in charge.
What about what's the ideal? So, what about the relationship status that they're in? Does that matter?
I prefer, as a whole, to date as couples, like another married couple, just because you have so many more things to relate to. I don't mind going out on hot wife days. I enjoy the single guy play, and it's fun in that moment. But for long term and frequency, definitely not.
Okay. Same room, separate dates. Ideal. I know you probably maybe make all of it work.
Okay. No, I'm a voyeur and an exhibitionist. So same room is probably my preferred play style because I like being able to show off. I like hearing what's going on. And I'm the weirdo that, like, if him and I have finished a little early, I'll go sit underneath him and just masturbate while they finish because that has happened.
No, I like it. All right.
Yeah. I was there.
How much time, what is the optimal scenario for you to get to know somebody to end up in the bedroom? Like 10 minutes, 3 days? What's the build up?
Why are you looking at me?
Yeah, he doesn't get to answer.
I am a slow burn. And 90% of the time I go in there, and this is a character flaw. I go in there looking for the red flags. Like, let me, I'm just going to assume they exist. So let me go ahead and find them. And I'm trying to be better about it. I didn't even know that about myself until this year. And I'm like, wow, I'm crazy. I'm fucking crazy. I'm going out on swinger dates and I'm looking to see how much of a piece of shit you are because I've decided you already are one.
Yeah. No, you're definitely not the brakes. You're the locked up rotors.
Hey, you can't talk.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be talking, Nikki.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah, a little bit.
What about ideal play style? Like you want a guy who's hyper aggressive, very soft and sensual, BDSM.
So they can't be too sensual. I think that occupies intimacy. I like sensuality in play, but it can't be the primary play. I like to have sex like you're telling a story. There's a graduation into it. There's a crescendo, and then there's the level down. And sometimes the level down, like it comes to the crescendo, and you're just laying there in each other's sweaty arms, giggling about how great that felt, and that we can't spell our last name if our life depended on it.
Perfect. All right. Is there anything that she outlined, Mickey, that you didn't know or disagree with? So nothing shocking there.
No, I would say that my wife is sexually, at least to me, one of the most transparent people I've ever known. She makes no bones about what she likes and doesn't like, including the things I do. So I would say all those things are fairly spot on. And if you had asked me those questions without her here in the room, I would have answered them almost exactly the same way.
We should answer them for our partner.
I would have answered them almost exactly the same way.
Interesting. You think you could get mine right?
I think I could get yours right.
Okay. Well, let's come to you then. You're next.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Give it to me, baby.
So,
is that an invite for me or for him? Because I know a guy.
Yeah, I can't comment on her answers now, but you guys can if you want to. All right. What about age?
Honestly, I've never really put a lot of thought into age.
What's the oldest you've been with?
In my younger days, 25 years older than me.
What about in the last 8 years?
I don't know. I'm so bad at judging people's ages.
Okay.
Maybe 55.
Okay. What's the youngest?
Like in the last 8 years?
Yeah.
Maybe 35, 31.
Okay. Just asking.
Somewhere
And is there a
I
preference?
don't have a preference. It's just super situational.
Okay. Height and weight. Height and weight.
Like,
Height and weight.
Height has to be over 5'10". 5'10" or over.
Yeah. You don't have this is
We're short shaming.
yeah, I think so.
Shaming.
She's just making sure she includes me there. But
I'm 5'8",
Ob-
so I like to feel like I can like disappear.
yeah, but optimally that's not 5'10", because that's what I'm
Optimally, it would be 6 foot.
okay. But maybe even optimally more than that.
Yeah, like 6'3", 6'4".
Okay, yeah, and I'm not supposed to be interrupting though.
Yeah, stop interrupting.
Raw transparency here, but I just knew that wasn't an accurate
Yeah,
answer.
I like tall men.
Okay.
And weight, it doesn't really matter. I like my men and women thick.
Hey, my name's Mickey. Nice to meet you.
Mikey.
Oh, Mikey. My name's Mikey. Nice to meet you.
There's something to say about
Yes. Oh,
Let's try.
like
please.
so. Let's talk about women. I love thick women. Like, just want to bury my face. And like,
This is foreshadowing, folks. In literature, we call this foreshadowing.
and guys,
later.
I like that too. Like, I feel like it's just like my hips and
Manhandle
yeah,
you.
just manhandle.
Woman.
What about and I actually skipped this one for you somehow, but preferred hair?
Or Mallory.
Yes. Well, yeah. Well, you can't. Yeah, because I missed this one for you. Do you have a hair, not hair? Probably
There
bald.
was a time that I had a predilection towards bald guys. True story. Hand to
She's
God.
not wrong.
Hand to God. I had a predilection, and now it's
Just whatever.
men, women doesn't matter.
Don't care either way. As long
I don't
as
like
they
bald
are
chicks for what it's
groomed
Yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, I need them to.
Oh, you pubic hair.
I'm talking about all of it. Like,
Okay.
I don't care what's up top, bald, a lot of hair. I don't care. But they need to groom their body.
You're not saying shave bald necessarily.
No, not bald, but groomed. Like, I don't
Yeah.
mind a guy with a super hairy chest as long as it's trimmed.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like,
manage your
and
cash and
pets.
prizes if you want to hook up with Adrian.
Yeah, like, just take care of yourself. Groom.
All right, just
Like,
check.
I don't want like stray hairs like in my teeth and
I'm
stuff.
going to use your
Ooh.
razor.
Interesting.
Wow. Okay.
Organic, no.
What about disposition, personality type?
Smart and funny. Somebody that can engage me in a conversation, because I tend to be introverted when I first meet people. And so I need somebody to engage me.
Write this down, guys.
Yeah. If they
I'm taking
can,
notes.
they got me. Like, funny guys. That's why I love you so much. Yeah.
He's
Dumb
pretty funny,
dad
by the way,
jokes make me wet.
What about their career? What's like an ideal career?
Yeah, I will say I do love, and this maybe is a stereotype, like a businessman. Like, just imagine him coming home in like his suit, tie.
Hi, I'm Mikey.
I was gonna say someone's gonna go get a sport coat like right now.
Everyone get a sport coat out of the closet right now.
Yeah.
He always has a sport coat on. Always. And it's always sexy.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's just like, but I do love men in uniform too. Like stereotypes.
Yeah. Okay. Political or religious leanings, does it matter for you now?
So here's what matters. If they're super vocal about it, like obnoxiously, it's a turnoff. Otherwise,
Either
I don't
way,
care what
right?
you believe. Yeah, either way, right, left, whatever. I don't care how you vote. That's on you. I don't care what religion you are. That's on you. As long as you're not trying to like push that on me or convince me of something. I just don't want to talk politics or religion at all with anybody.
Yeah. Okay. What about
But if they're like posting really stupid shit on Facebook and stuff like that, like I block and unfollow everybody on my Facebook
Yeah.
feed, so it's only just like pictures of
Yeah.
cats and babies.
I see it as a red flag when someone makes one of those two affiliations a major part of their personality as a
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah.
And I think anytime you dedicate that much of yourself, you're losing part of yourself and you don't even realize it.
Yeah,
And
I
so
would
that's a
agree
red
with
flag for
that.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
all right? What about sexual orientation? What is the
Oh, I don't
preferred?
care. I'll take them all.
No preference though?
No preference, as long as we have that connection and they can engage me in a conversation. And we were talking about this. What is it? It's not sapiosexual. What were you saying? Demisexual?
Demisexual. That's
Maybe
me.
I have been saying all along that I'm sapiosexual, but I think I may be demisexual.
And that means what?
You require an emotional connection to feel sexual attraction.
Okay. All right, good. All right.
I
They
know if I was
also
allowed
have
to
to be
talk, but I figured.
intelligent, and they also have to be intelligent.
What about their relationship status?
Um,
Guy, girl, doesn't matter, but what do you prefer?
I would prefer them to be in a non-monogamous relationship because I feel like that.
So not single.
Not single. Yeah, I would prefer someone who wasn't single because I feel like that would have less expectations on me, and they wouldn't want as much from me as somebody who might be single.
Is there a lack of a danger element there for you?
I was gonna say I feel safer.
Yeah,
Right.
it probably does
Feel
feel
safer.
safer.
It's there's zero, like almost zero chance of hitting in my
Right.
relationship.
Yeah.
Sorry, speaking out of turn, but I had a question.
Okay. You're okay now because she's not talking.
Oh, good.
Because
So now
Mallory's not talking.
my shackles are off now.
Yeah, yeah. What's the question?
Oh, that was it.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
He
I
did
got
it anyway without permission. That's what he's saying.
you. He asked before he got removed.
Either to
So
apologize and ask permission.
same room, separate dating, play style kind of, or not play style, but arrangement like that.
Okay, so I have some difference. If we're playing with a couple, I want to play in the same room.
Okay.
If I'm separate dating, then obviously we would do separate. So
But what's your preferred? What do you think? Fantasies? You know, I mean, like,
it would be separate dating.
oh, interesting. Okay.
Hey, by the way, when he asked the
Ooh,
question,
this
did you
got
learn anything new?
juicy.
He just did.
Interesting. All right. Amount of time spent with a person before going to play.
Like Mal said, I'm a slow burn just because I have so many insecurities and like I can't get my noggin to catch up with everything. I don't think there's an ideal time, but it's a while.
Yeah.
It could be 3 days or 3 months.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really hard
it's
to
like-
say.
But could it be?
You better be patient.
Could it be?
Yeah.
Could it be 3 hours?
It could be with the right chemistry. And I think that's where you and I have had issues, like what I call chemistry, you call connection.
Yeah.
With the right chemistry, oh yeah, it could be an hour.
Okay.
I just haven't met anyone except for you like that.
Oh, that's sweet. Also, possibly bullshit, but
Oh, I think you know that's not bullshit.
all right. So, play styles. What do you want the guy to do? How do you want, or a girl for that matter?
Oh, I like them, guy and girl, just to be all in. Like, just no
All up in it.
holding back.
Mhm.
Just get in there. Yeah.
Wash your face with this pussy.
Yes. Like you are hungry for it. Because that's how I have sex.
Yeah.
Like I am passionate about it. I love it. I love eating pussy.
It's such a
I love
great
to
gift.
suck
Isn't
cock.
it? Like sex is just
Yeah.
amazing.
And if I feel like there's trepidation or somebody's
Mhm.
holding back,
Mhm.
that gets me in my head.
Oh
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, nothing other than I'm a little surprised that the separate dating was your preferred. No, that doesn't bother me.
no.
But I actually
I'm
didn't
surprised
expect.
that surprises you because of all the conversations,
Yeah.
which we've not done. the
Yeah,
separate
it's
dating
never
one.
happened.
So that's
Not-
what I'm
not
just
in-
imagining.
not in-
But do you think maybe part of that's the fantasy of it too?
the fantasy.
Maybe it's
of
feeding it in.
But I feel like, well, I know it may change a little because we've made so many connections with couples in the last year. But before that, it was very difficult. It's very hard to make a four-way connection, right? I
Oh,
mean,
so
so
hard.
hard. And I really want him to feel free to play however he wants to play with another woman. And sometimes I know the majority of the time he's holding back when we have a foursome because he's concerned about me and what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. Am I okay? And I want to give him that freedom. That turns me on, that he could have that freedom. But then I also get to do fuck who I want
Mhm.
and have that freedom, and then come back. So yeah, I think I
Okay.
stand by my
All
answer.
right. Interesting. All right, Mikey, Mikey.
Mikey. Mikey likes it. Do you remember those commercials?
Right? Well,
Mikey likes it.
It's a life series.
I
got you.
I gotta think that he's just fucking up my name on purpose because I call him Grog because of his tattoo. So I think that's why he's doing it. But I still love the guy.
Yeah.
What do you think? Age? What's your ideal age range?
You know, all right. This is gonna make me sound like a terrible person. So, hi, I'm from Swinging Down Under. Nice to meet you.
Oh God,
that was for Daryl.
Who is just lovely.
I love that dude, by the way. So as beautiful as I think younger women are, at some point you have to talk to them. And sometimes that can be a bit of a challenge, especially when you're a demisexual like I am. So as much as I'd love to say that, you know, a 23-year-old girl lights my fire, unfortunately, it's probably unusual for someone under 30.
Okay.
By the way, I would fuck
So you're over
somebody
30 and
under
where's your
30.
top end?
What'd you say?
I would fuck someone under 30.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Well, and that's just it. I think there's
Not way under.
these are
But
not
like 25, 26.
Like 19,
Yeah.
maybe.
So
right. These aren't rules. These are just like
General. Right.
Generally
These aren't
speaking.
rules.
So,
Yeah.
so you say bottom is 30. Where's your top?
Well, that's exactly it, right? In the median, right? Because there was a time in my life where I'd be like, "Oh my God, 50's old," and and now I'm like, "Wow, those women are awesome."
Yeah.
So I think for me, probably mid 50s is probably the top end, and 30s probably the lower end. And don't get me wrong, we have friends that are in their 20s that we fucking adore, and they're some of my favorite humans on earth. And we have friends that are in their 60s that are some of my favorite humans on earth.
This
So-
isn't a rule.
It's
This
not.
is just
But this is your
It's ideal. Yeah, this is ideal.
your fantasy.
Not
You know,
that you wouldn't go above or below. But
If I had to, you know, shake the Yahtzee can
Yeah,
or whatever
going a little
and roll
smaller.
out whatever these things that are probably most likely going to fit in my jam, it's probably, you know, early 30s to late 40s.
okay, that's a big range.
It is
Yeah.
because humanity occupies a large range.
But I can say and no, I can't say anything. I'm just gonna stay here and listen.
Yeah, it's not your time to talk.
That's right. Now
You
try.
just save it till we get done. All
I
right.
did
the
self-correct.
commentary
I
portion.
get credit for self-correcting.
The Naughty Gym podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
What about weight?
I like them little. I ain't gonna lie. Generally speaking, if someone, I can tell you, if Mallory was going to pick somebody for me, they would probably not pixie, like not somebody that's like waif thin. But I like when the green lights are on.
You want a girl you can wreck.
I want a girl I can do some nasty shit to. I want to, but to that end, I like them strong.
Yeah.
And I like them assertive. I like them. So I like them to have muscle and thickness. But I'm definitely not a BBW guy.
Yeah.
And that's nothing against those women. I love them, and I love to entertain them, and I love to show them a good time, and I love to make them feel beautiful because they are. They're just not for me.
Yeah, it's hard to say it though. It's like you feel uncomfortable saying it.
I guess I do because I never want anybody to feel like they're less than. Because you keep in mind you're talking to a guy that was 350 pounds 2 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So for me to say that, I don't feel like it's fair for me to say it because I spent
Mallory has something to say so bad.
She's
I
not
spent a lot of time in my life trying to convince people that I was worth their time, despite the fact that physically I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have to, at a very bare minimum, give those beautiful women an opportunity to earn my interest just because my natural predilection isn't toward them.
Yeah.
So yes, do I feel bad? Yeah. Do I feel bad about it? Yes. At the same time, I know what my natural predilections are. At 350 pounds, at one point in my life, I dated a 118-pound girl. Like, what the fuck? By the way, she literally looked like an ant crawling up the leg of a rhino, right? I mean, it was.
Well, what about looks? What's kind of the ideal look for you?
Here's the thing. I have a different answer than everyone else that knows me. Because everyone else would almost tell you that I have this almost like typical.
Say it.
No, I was just going to say maybe a typical, guy that I, would be into a girl that is very girly with big boobs and, I happen to marry one. So
Like Mallory.
Yeah.
Case in point.
You know what? For me, I would say it does vary. My ex-wife was 5'11", and she was a thick girl. And when I say thick, by the way, I'm not insulting her. Please know, she's one of my best friends. I'm not insulting her.
My ex-husband was 5'7".
Okay.
I am insulting him.
Oh God.
But when I say that she was a thick girl, she was not a tiny person. But everybody would say that I'm into tiny girls. They would say that my natural.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
It's coming. Your
people
time's
would say my predilection is toward those tiny girls, and it's honestly not. So physical type for me is a little bit nebulous, depending on that person, because I'm a huge engagement person.
Yeah.
Engage with me mentally, look me in the eye, talk to me, tell me something about you that I can't figure out by looking at you.
All right, well,
What about their hair, short or long?
Long hair all day long.
Baby, you're not asking these questions.
Long hair all day long. I don't have to think about that one.
All right, height.
That one's not hard.
Height.
Oh, I like them short, generally speaking.
What is short for you?
Shorter than me.
Okay, but that could be a 6 foot.
6'1".
That's a 6 foot woman. That could be a
means I
monster.
like a lot of girls. No, seriously. If I had to answer you, probably 5'8" or 5'9" and down.
Okay, well, that's
Because I really enjoy being able to assert a mutually exciting dominant role.
yeah. But that's probably 90% of the female population. So that's good. That's a broad.
But it needs to be mutually exciting. I don't want to dominate somebody that doesn't want to be controlled. I don't want to make them feel unsafe. So it's important for me to create an air of safety for them prior to creating an air of dominance.
I've never seen a human being want to talk more than Mallory wants to talk right now.
She is on fire.
Okay, what about disposition?
Disposition, person. Hey, baby. Hey, keep it quiet, woman.
No, he's shushing you right now.
Yeah.
You're going to take that from him?
I've got this under control.
So what about disposition or personality? I'm hiding the questions from
I'm
you.
an extrovert. I am a raging extrovert. If you guys haven't figured that shit out, you probably figured out watching the show. Never heard a casual swinger before. But to that end, I enjoy people that engage with me. So I need I need somebody that has a sense of humor. I am definitely attracted to intellect. I love somebody that can engage with me on a wide range of topics that they are passionate about and are willing to explain their passion to me and not just tell me why I'm an asshole for not understanding or agreeing with them.
All right, well, what about their political or religious leanings? Does it matter?
Well, I couldn't give a fuck less as long as you're not trying to change my mind or make me tell you about mine. And then when I finally do, all you want to do is change my mind.
Do you like to have those conversations with people?
I'm happy to have the conversation as long as they have an open mind. And as long as we can look at each other and part ways as friends and go, hey, I totally get that we don't agree, but we're cool. Keep in mind, and I always tell people I kind of live in the middle. My wife disagrees, but that I live in the middle. And that's hard to do when you work in the Silicon Valley, which I have my entire career. That is very far left. Like that fucking place is super far left. And I grew up in the mountains of Virginia, which is super red.
Okay, we're not talking about politics right now.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's very
welcome to my life.
So
what?
what?
I'm just saying that for me to have that conversation, almost everybody around me was one way or the other.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult for me to simply say I'm attracted to somebody that doesn't talk about politics because no, everybody else does.
Yeah.
I just don't care, and frankly, I have a right not to care, and you should respect that.
Yeah. What about sexual orientation?
I have a right not to care, and you should respect that.
No sexual orientation.
Yeah, no, and
He just played the fifth.
No, actually, no. It's I actually love a bi girl. I love watching girls be together. Maybe not because it's something that turns me on. I don't masturbate to it. I don't watch girl on girl porn necessarily. But I love the open-mindedness and the opportunity that comes from opening yourself to new horizons and experiencing other people, maybe in ways that defy, at least at some point in my lifetime, societal norms. So to say that I love a bi girl, I do, but not because I have some preternatural affection for watching girls eat pussy. It's great. I just love seeing people be their authentic selves. And if that's who they are, I fucking love it. So if you're straight and that's why you like
you
it,
didn't
cool.
ask me that.
What? Did I not?
You like girls. We
I
fucking
think
know.
I said all of them.
Yeah,
you
I did. Yes.
Yeah, you did ask me.
I love all of the orientations.
All right, Mickey, back to you. Same room, separate date.
Oh, shit. Okay, same room, separate room,
Separate
or
date.
separate date. So I like them all for different reasons, but you're making me pick one.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
Probably separate room. I've only been on one separate date the whole time that we've been in the lifestyle. And it really, for me, wasn't a romantic date, but I really loved the person I was going with. So I had a great time. But in the case of like play, for me, I have ADD to the nth degree. It's not cute. My ADD is strong. And I am compersive. I love watching my wife be pleased. However, when I'm with someone else's wife or another person, I feel a responsibility to pleasing them and giving them my complete and undivided attention to show them that I'm invested in them. And that's really, really hard for me to do when I also want to look out for her safety and her comfort and her happiness. And when I'm trying to watch her, because I like watching her get fucked, and I like watching her and I like watching her have all this good time. And
we'll come to you, we'll come to you, Mallory.
But so when I'm enjoying all those things, it's really hard. And honestly, it can actually affect my erection.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Because now I'm starting to focus on two different things at once, and then he fucking checks out of the game.
For sure.
So, and then the person that I'm fucking thinks I'm not into them, that because I'm trying to watch my wife, I'm like, no, that's not what's happening. And dude, come on, God, get back in the game, buddy. Like, and so it becomes this terrifying thing. So for me, separate room takes a lot of pressure off and lets me focus on my partner, but that also requires a great deal of trust for me in the male half of the relationship, who she may be with in another room.
Right. Yeah. No, totally get that. All right. Amount of time that you need to probably proceed to play. An hour, 2 days?
Actually, I'm probably longer than most dudes. I do not generally meet somebody and want to play with them, maybe even in weeks. I like having that conversation with them and getting to know what motivates them, and to a certain extent, how I can, for me, keep in mind, so some of these predilections of mine come from having my own self-deprecating nature from being overweight in my past and things like that, that I felt like the best thing I can do for a person is make them feel safe, make them feel comfortable. And for me, that takes time. So for me, it was a longer road to feeling comfortable to play, because I needed them to know that I was completely invested in them and their safety and their best interest in order to feel comfortable believing that they were into me too. I don't live on a one-way street. I need to know that. And in order to know that, it's going to take a little time. So I would say probably maybe at least a month, maybe.
All right. Well,
a couple of days.
So last question before we let Mallory have her say.
Oh,
here.
She's coming, folks.
Play style. What do you hope for from a woman as far as their play style? Aggressive, doer.
Oh, I like a girl that knows what she wants, man. Like,
just goes after it.
Oh, like, well,
Communicative.
Well, yeah, definitely communicative, because I do try to listen with my hands, my eyes, my ears. I listen. I pay attention to body language, breathing. There's all these things. But somebody who just flat out tells you, this is how I like it, man, listen and give her what she's asking for.
Right.
Because there are too many people that want to impress you by showing you what they're good at. And everybody and every person is different. Don't teach me anything new right now. I'm trying to tell you. I'm fucking 40-something years old.
Mallory, do you have any comments about any of this stuff?
Oh,
done now, apparently.
Actually, nothing was a revelation. I didn't have any like surprises in there.
Was there anything that you were like, that's kind of bullshit?
Well, because if we're talking about ideal, you do have this thing you want to do, and it definitely has to do with height. And like, I was wondering if that was even
what is
going to be thinking. He loves super short girls. Typically, like you do err on the shorter side, much shorter. I do have a question for you. Did you sit down and write all these questions going, what could be the most uncomfortable?
No, it's just all, it's just all the questions I could think of.
All right. Do I get to ask you now?
Well, yeah, you think about it. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, no. Dude,
all right.
be on this, Mallory. Take him
I
out.
love how you take notes, by the way. Fucking solid.
Little tick marks let you know where you're at.
All right, Scott. So for you, ideal play partner, what's the age?
You know he's had these answers in his head.
No. I haven't
for this podcast.
No, I would say probably in that it's ideal. Is a huge range.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say ideal would be in the probably mid 40s.
Okay.
So you don't watch granny porn?
Not 26.
I would fuck somebody that's
Ideal.
26. No, it's not ideal because somebody said this earlier. Usually
you
what
can't talk to him.
that's right. Yeah, you're not supposed to be talking.
Yeah, April, shut the fuck up.
Sit down.
typically I don't form as good of that connection with the 26-year-old. Now, I mean, I'm a guy, and
Your Honor, I have Exhibit A. No, I'm just kidding.
A good-looking 26-year-old would, I'm sure,
Mallory's 26.
would get my attention.
26 for a long time.
But yeah, the connection, the emotional connection, is usually much more difficult.
So, but like your median is mid-40s.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
So what about their weight? You don't get to talk. What about their weight?
Well, that obviously, in some sense, is going to depend on their height, but and we'll just cover height too at the same time, I guess. That is one of my somewhat insecurities. I'm not a big one, maybe, but
Okay.
I'm 5'10". I did look up that the average male height in America is 5'9", so I'm 1 inch
look at you.
over.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that.
The average.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that.
But I don't want to look up to kiss a girl.
Okay.
It feels awkward. So I would say that the height would need to be shorter than me, and preferably probably shorter than me with heels on, I guess,
Okay.
so that they don't feel like they have to they can dress however they want to and not worry about my fragile ego.
Okay. So note to self: only wear my 4 inches when
I can't wear heels with him.
Okay. So what about looks? What's the aesthetic?
I would have, early on in our lifestyle journey, I would have put this much higher than I would now. And part of me is spoiled because I think my wife is a 10.
Nailed it.
Right. And so anything feels like a step down, or most often everything feels like a step down. And that's me being biased, but I'm also, madly in love. So I feel that way about her. But what I have learned through the years that we've been doing this is that somebody that I may not be overly attracted to at first blush, when I first meet them, that I can get there if I have that connection, if I have that time to talk to them, and that we have some commonalities and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So my threshold is much lower than my initial attraction level is,
Okay.
given time.
What about hair?
I don't care.
If they're bald.
Well, that would probably not be ideal.
Okay, so you
What if they had a beard?
Yeah. Okay. Barring extremes.
Like you want a big old bush?
Oh, you're talking about pubic hair?
Well,
Anything.
Yeah, we
in
didn't
general.
talk about that. None of us did.
Yeah.
Where we
I
at on
did.
pubic hair?
I did. I
I-
said I want a groomed man.
Yeah.
All right, so
And
like
woman.
ZZ Top down there, it's so well groomed.
No, I would want some degree of trimming. I want to be able to find
I'm a
it.
hardwood floors guy personally. I like
That's true.
nothing down there.
That's
I don't mind.
I like a
hair
little
on
decorative
women
touch.
You like a hint of pubis?
Yeah, a little decorative
So
bushwork.
you know you're with an adult.
But that's not a big issue for me, one way or the other.
All right.
All right. What about their disposition, personality?
I am anti. If you come across as somebody who's highly emotional, and I'm going to have to deal with that, I don't care what you look like. I'm out. You got to. One of the things I'm looking for, I want somebody that comes off as very happy and nice and engaging, and able to deal with. I mean, this is not an easy thing that we do, and there's enough drama in a marriage and in a relationship as it is. You certainly don't want to invite more in. So that is the first thing I'm looking for. Is, does this person seem to have their shit together, and can they manage this process without any real difficulties?
What about their career?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't. I mean,
You don't want a sugar mama?
another. Well,
Mortician?
yeah. If there are
So do
any
I.
sugar
If there's
mamas
sugar
out
mamas,
there,
look up Scott.
please contact me.
She's going to pay you for pleasure.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's just not a big issue for me. I mean, I'm impressed by a lot of things, but I don't think that really would matter that much for me.
Certainly not in the lifestyle. And probably not in real life either, I would think.
No.
Right? You're not that way. You give a shit about money.
No, but we're talking about an ideal situation.
Yeah,
So like
right.
I came out and I was like, uniforms.
Actually, I would say the less about people's station. I think all of us feel that
Yeah.
way, right? If you brag too much about your station, you're an asshole.
Yeah. All right. What about their political or religious affiliations?
I think I care more now than I used to would have, especially if it is an incredibly important part of your life. It's going to be difficult. I mean, if we're just, Friday night going to have sex somewhere, it probably doesn't matter. But for me, I kind of want that somebody you see a little more frequently, and that I could have a relationship with outside of sex, somebody that you really like.
Okay.
And I just don't think I'm at a place where I'm going to have really close friends anymore that are wildly divergent from, if they're hyper conservative and super religious. God love them. The God I don't believe in.
What about the other way?
But what?
What about the other far left? Crazy far left.
Yeah, I mean,
Light
you
shit
can
on
go
fire.
too far that way too. If it is such an important part of your life that you can't not talk about it, I don't just please leave that at home.
There you go. I agree.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I'm not for you.
Yeah.
If that's the case. What about sexual orientation?
Well, because I'm bisexual, I don't guess it would matter with a woman, other than how it affects her. But you were just talking about me, so for me, it doesn't matter. Obviously, with a guy, I would prefer them to be bisexual. I mean, otherwise, it doesn't make any sense to ask the question. But but I don't care in general.
Okay. What about the relationship status?
I hadn't thought about that one. Even though I've asked that question 3 times tonight.
Well, way to catch up, Scott. Thanks for hanging out with us.
You're welcome.
I think ideally they would be in a non-monogamous relationship, because that would give me at least some level of trust that they have some experience with this and can handle it, and then I can maybe talk to their partner, before any play or date or whatever, and get some sense that I'm on solid ground here and not walking into a firestorm.
It's you made a good point there, because for me, and that you didn't ask this question of me, but my number one requirement is they're good with her.
Yeah.
If they won't approach her, talk to her, engage with her, if they don't go and establish a baseline with her, there's no chance with me, no matter what you are.
That's a great lesson, I think, for both genders. Guys, if you're interested in a woman, talk to her husband or partner first.
Get right with her.
Ladies, same thing.
Hits me right in the feels every time.
Same.
Like, thank you for seeing me.
Yeah.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
100%.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things that happened to me on you guys' trip on Be Better at Being Bad. Is a girl went to her and asked if she could kiss me, and when she came over and she said, "I checked in with Mallory," and she said, "Absolutely."
I'm watching this. All right, same room, separate room, or separate.
Either I can. Well, I like all of it. I say that we've never done separate room or separate date, but
Not sex, honestly.
right. But I feel a lot of the way Mickey said. I get in my head a lot worrying about everybody in the room. I don't like orgies. They're the worst case scenario for me. That's just a magnified problem. But often I'm worried that, is she enjoying herself? Is the other husband okay with what I'm doing with his wife? All those things get in your head. And if you were one-on-one, now I also like watching her with people. So that's the one drawback to me doing something separate, is I don't get to see it. And I want to be able to see that from time to time. But just for me, I think it would probably be either a separate date or separate room or something.
Yeah, but moderation is a good thing.
Yeah,
The middle's a wonderful place.
I really want a little bit of all of it, to be honest. Yeah.
Like a
Welcome to the
buffet.
middle.
Yeah.
Buffet, a smorgasbord, if you will. All right, an amount of time spent together before play. What's your ideal?
I think it could be hours, as low as hours, but it would have to be very focused time, like not just yelling over the DJ at the pool or something for a few hours. I need time to really talk and get to know somebody or spend significant time with them. It has been very rare that we've played with somebody the first day we met them. And
But this is ideal. You're ideal.
Yeah.
All the stars align.
yeah, I think a few days.
Yeah. And what about play style?
I think I like a variety, but I think my preferred play style is the more slower, sensual, like intimate, deep kind of play. I mean, I can kind of go either way on some of the stuff, but that would probably be my preferred. Yeah.
I like it.
Is that all of them?
Yeah, that's all of them. So did
You
he
know,
say?
you wrote them.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't remember what the last one was.
I think I'm
Are you surprised at anything he said, or was anything a revelation?
anything he said. I think he likes them shorter.
Why is it every woman thinks that their husband likes something that is not them?
Well, he did say able to wear heels without being taller
Yeah.
than me, and I can't wear heels with him because I'll be taller than him. But I think he likes them even shorter than he's letting on.
Hi, I'm Mikey. Nice to meet you.
But yeah, I think I knew just about.
Just keep throwing my name in the hat.
Nothing made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Interesting. All right.
Did
So-
you think I knew that? I mean, did you think anything you said was going to be like a surprise to me?
No,
Well,
not
the four
necessarily.
of us had pretty good communication. I think the point of this,
Yeah.
at least what I think you're getting at here for your listeners, is these are things to think about and ask each other and have a conversation at home. Ask yourselves these same questions.
Yeah. Well, so a good question to ask yourself is, if you did this drill with your partner, how uncomfortable would you be doing it?
Mhm.
How uncomfortable would they be doing it? And do you think there would be any revelations?
Yeah.
And could you be fully transparent?
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Or
Would
Yeah.
it make you uncomfortable to find out something you didn't know?
Well, that's
Yeah.
just it. Like, and
You have to
imagine-
receive the answers with an open mind and an open heart, right? You
And
have
open
to go,
legs.
Okay, well, this is not a personal attack on me.
Yeah.
No.
It's like the newlywed game for
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the answer is no matter what I do, I always want her to be a part of it, even if she's not involved in it when it happens. She's still a part of it before,
Yeah,
right? There's nothing that I don't want her to be a part of. She is everything. She's the beginning, the middle, and the end of everything I do.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that she's the beginning, the middle, and the end of every sexual thought I can possibly have.
Right.
All right. So bonus question.
Oh, gosh.
Oh God.
This could be even harder. I don't know. We may cut this out too, if it doesn't
Why?
go well. Who
I
was
think it's great.
first? You were first, right, Mallory?
Mallory was
Yeah.
first.
All
Yeah.
right. So is there, don't quit looking ahead.
She's cheating her tits off
She
over
is
there.
cheating
She's
her
been
tit-
doing it the whole time. You
All
put
right.
a blindfold on her
Tell
ass, Nick.
us one, the more embarrassing or harder it is to say, the
Oh,
better.
God.
One big fantasy that you've never gotten fulfilled, especially if you're embarrassed about it.
I don't know if I'm embarrassed by it. Like, here's the conundrum. I'm not into anal. Like, I don't think it's my bag. But like, some part of me has to like check that off the bucket list to be airtight. Like, I don't know why it's a
Mm.
thing, but like, I wouldn't mind given the right opportunity and
So,
right.
and-
But I'm not a big anal person though.
So maybe if the guy, if he's on the smaller side or something, you could.
maybe logistically, I think that's a nightmare. I don't know how anyone does
Long
it.
and skinny would probably be the
So-
answer.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
And anal, probably just skinny.
And for anybody that doesn't know, this she's saying
Yeah.
all three
TP.
holes.
Yeah. So yeah, anal, vaginal, and my mouth.
Yeah. So
At the same time. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. But you've been double. You just hadn't been triple.
Correct.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Baby, sweetheart.
So I didn't even have to think about this. I knew. My big fantasy right now is blindfolding you and tying you up and bringing in a bisexual male that you don't know, that I've vetted, and him and I fuck you.
Oh, wow. Why me not knowing him?
Because just you not having any control of the situation.
Ooh,
Do-
that'd be
is that a
problem for
fantasy?
me.
Is that a fan-
Yeah, I don't see
Is it-
Because
enough.
no, you know I would protect you, but just like the sexual, yeah.
So what is it? Is it the turn on that I wouldn't know, and that's the turn on, or
A little bit of you wouldn't know, and it would be a surprise. Yeah. I think it would be super hot.
okay? All right, Mickey.
How the fuck am I supposed to compete with any of that? I'm like, I would like to play checkers with a girl on the first date. It's funny. Before Mallory went, I would have said that I really, I would love to film her with 2 or 3 guys.
So you could film the airtight.
I want to be able to capture her the first time she does that for future posterity and my own personal strength.
Well, this
but
seems like a match made in heaven here. Yeah.
if your question is about me personally, something that happens
Yes.
to me,
Yeah.
which is kind of what I feel like you asked, and certainly how the other people have answered the question on this illustrious panel. That's a little nebulous for me because I have been in the lifestyle since I was 17 years old. So there's a lot. I've done pretty much everything with a girl or girls that pretty much you can think of. And I'm not a bisexual man. So that does leave some things on the table for me. But I would probably have to say, if I had one,
Yeah.
Mallory brings a girl home for me that she picks and delivers her to me
And she's not been
with blessing.
and she's not involved after that.
And she says, "This is yours. I'll see you in an hour."
Oh, so
And
this
then
is
she joins after 60 minutes.
okay. So this is interesting.
It's really specific.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's 62. I mean, I'm flexible.
61.
But I think for me, if it was about me, I would love, because if she's that comfortable with them, I know that first of all, she knows me like no one else on earth. So she could pick somebody for me that maybe I like, and I didn't even know why I would.
Yeah.
So I would love to meet somebody that was blessed by her, and I had no idea. And because I have so much trust in her that it would be so fascinating for me to discover what she already knew, both emotionally, mentally, and physically, and then have her join the party and all of us spend time together.
Okay. Well, so mine is, I'm a little concerned about saying mine.
You want to bang a little person, don't you?
So,
Come on,
because
get
for
that
the
shit
most part in our lifestyle journey, I've always been a little further, or a little more open to certain things. And so I've always kind of been in the lead, but you're the brakes a little bit, and that's fine. But that has given, that's always you kind of in a way being in control. Right.
I love when Mallory's in control.
So I'm getting nervous about to say that. So I would get, this would be like a reverse cuckold situation where I pick the girl, take you both to our bedroom or wherever, and then put you in a chair.
Oh, let's cut queen.
You have
queen.
Yeah.
You have no say in the girl I pick, no say in what happens, and you just have to watch.
Yeah, it's cut queen.
And then I run the show from now. But I also
That's pretty hot,
terrified saying that. Well, like I'm scared that it would not, like if it would.
Dude, you know what I just said?
You're like, there's so many fears associated with this act.
Yeah.
There's so many potential.
But dude, Scott, what just came out of my mouth? Mallory's never heard before.
Yeah, no, never.
That is never. She's never heard that before. So you guys literally heard this the same time she did.
Yeah, and I've never.
I could die.
And as much as
trouble,
and as much as I think our communication is fantastic, and we've talked about every imaginable thing sexually that we can talk about. I've never said that to you, have I? Are you shocked by that? Are you bothered?
Am I shocked? No, not at all.
Oh, are you bothered by it?
No.
Are we going to do it?
Also, no.
I support you in anything.
Did y'all hear me? I said, are we going to do it? She goes, also no.
Also no.
Yeah.
You know, I think one. Yeah, I know. It's also to Mallory too. Yeah. Well,
you never know what the future holds.
I don't, right?
Yeah.
Because we could meet a person or a couple where, because we may meet a couple who shares that sort of kink or fantasy that you end up in a trade situation, right? And we call it unicorn trades. Because unicorns are so hard to come by in the lifestyle that sometimes the best way to have that unicorn style experience is to create a great strong relationship as a foursome and then do a unicorn trade. Which is, where unfortunately one of us is home playing video games, jerking off, eating pizza, doing something. And the other three are doing something fun and waiting your turn.
I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is a hard thing to do, by the way, because occupying yourself, if you're not naturally compersive, occupying yourself when your partner and your partner is expressing or pursuing sexual gratification without you present is really hard.
Yeah.
It's
hard
really
to
hard.
that.
That's hard to parent, hard to adult, hard to all the things.
Well, this show was meant to be, I didn't want it to be like putting ourselves on a pedestal that, look how good we can talk about all this.
Oh, no, we're fucked up.
But it is something that I think the four of us are good at.
Yeah.
We're open with our partners. And this is the type of thing that if you're going to be in any sort of consensually non-monogamous relationship, you have to learn to be good at it, or you're going to fail at some point.
Yeah.
You're going to see things that hurt too, because.
And you might not know why they hurt. They just do.
Yeah.
One of the hardest questions to look at your partner and ask them is, why not me? Is there something wrong with me? Why does it have to be somebody else? And that as people in the lifestyle, I think we oftentimes we're able to reconcile that and have that conversation and say that, no, it's not instead of you, it's plus you.
Yeah.
Plus you makes everything better. And that's the part that when the silent part out loud, when we think, why not me, is what we have to say to each other. That's the communication part. Hey, wait a minute. What you're feeling right now, I get that. But that's not it. It's plus you, with you, because of you. These things all happen because of you, not instead of you, even in separate play. And that's an important conversation, an important distinction.
Well, I love the fact that the four of us can have these kind of conversations and and then we're going to have fun the rest of the night. Nobody's going to be mad at each other. And,
No,
you know,
not at all.
so that was great. Well, listen, we really appreciate you guys doing that. All of y'all being a good sport about it. And I think it went well. I didn't know how that was going to go. But so tell us for you guys before we go, tell how people can find you and go to your trips and all that
That's your
good stuff.
jam, baby.
Right. So we are Mickey and Mallory of the Casual Swinger podcast. If you'd like to find us, we are Casual Swinger everywhere. Casualswinger.com, podcast at casualswinger.com with both of us. We're on X, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And if you'd like to join us for travel, you can go to casualswingerweek.com.
Yeah, we are literally Casual Swinger everywhere.
And we will be there with them.
We will be joining
Oh,
them.
God, we cannot wait to bring you guys
We'll
with
be
us to
joining
Hedo.
for Casual Swinger Week.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
get there a couple days.
30
late, April
days.
1st.
30
Yeah,
days from today,
30,
actually. We're
And
all going to Casual Swinger.
then we have our spring soiree, April 27th. Well, 26th and 27th, because 2 meet and greets, one casual and one.
One's free,
cocktail
one's
package.
paid
Stealing
for.
my name.
I know. Sorry, TM.
Casual. That's April 27th.
You can book Be Better at Being Bad Week right now. The link is live on our website, www.naughtygym.com. And that is January 4th through the 11th, 2020.
And we will all be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be there again together.
Be there. So
One-
come party with us.
One big happy team. All right. Well, appreciate it, guys.
No, thank you for
Fun
having
as
us.
always.
Thank you for having us so much. We love what you do. Thank you for doing what you do for the community, helping people get fit, helping people get healthy, and helping people broaden their horizons
Oh, yeah.
and be better at being bad week. We
Cheers
love
to
you.
that.
Thank you for inviting us.
Well,
To do
thanks for being great friends.
Yeah. And thank you guys for tuning in today. And remember to never stop.